who better to explain what it was like for himself in that ring than the man himself? Joe, talk to me. You said you kind of feeling the pace a little bit. Explain to us what feeling the pace means for you, because you weren't breathing heavy. You don't have a mark on you. Talk to me.
Well, it was tough. I mean, it doesn't look like I'm breathing heavily and stuff, but to keep up the pace, because I was throwing everything I had at him, and he was just taking the shots. They were bouncing off his head. I was hitting him with like clean body shots and stuff, and he was just keep on like having like these little bursts and hitting me with other shots. Hit me with a good body shot. Like some of them were bouncing off my head as well, but a lot were bouncing off my guard, or I was avoiding them. And yeah, I didn't know what the score cards were saying, because each round, I didn't think I did enough, and I thought like I was down a little bit down on the score cards. I didn't get like an inkling that I was up really. I just thought I had to like go out and stop him, and I thought in round 7, I was actually round 3. He was almost. I caught him with a few shots, and he was almost like there, but he took them. And then round 7, that's when I was aiming to get him out, 7 or 8, and then he pushed through. So I was like, okay, well, we're doing 12 rounds then. So I have to like pace myself a bit here, because I'm like, I was going all out.
Joe, I think there was a stat out there that said you threw 844 punches, over 300 connected. Was that part of the plan from Salas to say, right, we've got to be busier? We've got to have more output. We've got to press the pace early on in the fight? Or was that basically because you thought, I don't know if I'm up here, so I'm going to have to throw the kitchen sink at him every single round?
Capitalising where I saw like the opportunities in the fight, and I was just like following in, using my intuition where needed.
It would be fair to say we've seen improvements in this fight from you. I think your defense was better, and you were avoiding shots more than you had been before. But one thing I noticed was you were punching in combinations more rather than single shots. Is that something you worked on?
Yeah, so there were combinations we were working on in Vegas to fight Joseph Parker with. So Israel Salas did all the analysis of his previous fights, and then was sending me clips, and we also watched them in like a boardroom in the hotel, just going over them. But like all throughout the camp in Las Vegas, those combinations were for Parker. So going in there, I knew exactly what weapons I needed to bring with me. And then the ones that were working, that's the ones that I were landing.
There was a moment in the fight where you cut his eye pretty badly, and for about a second or two, and it was almost like you gave him a break. What was going through your mind there?
Yeah, I thought the ref was going to jump in and have a look, because I could see the blood dripping over his eye. And normally in fight, like I know the rules, and that normally they step in and have a look, but perhaps he didn't see it was that bad. So I was like, there's a split second, and I was like, okay, well, I better carry on. And similarly, that happened in Joe Hank's fight, and I caught him with I don't know what shot I caught him with, but then he was dazed, and I thought maybe the ref might jump in, and the same thing happens. I was like, okay, well, I'll go in and knock him out this time.
Throw the shot and think about it later, maybe. Sometimes you get one shot. I'm guaranteed if he had you in that same position, he would have wanted to close his show. For instance, you very rarely get hurt. So if you are showing signs of being hurt, no one else is going to give you that same respect. So I'd say got to be a little bit more ruthless in there, my man.
After that victory, the WBO interim champion, which means you have to fight whoever holds that WBO title. For the time being, it's Usyk, but it could potentially be Fury as well, which is, another big step up. Talk to me. Who would you rather fight? I know you've already fought Usyk. Is it Tyson Fury, that kind of showpiece, big British duster?
Usyk is obviously on paper is the next fight for me, but with the talk of Fury, that's a great fight too. So, I mean, preferably, I'll probably like to take down Usyk and then fight Fury.
Fury rates you. He says you beat every other heavyweight apart from him. I think the quote actually threw a handful of rice at Tyson. You couldn't hit him.
He's at this level, everyone's a tough fight. Even Joseph Parker is a tough fight. So I'm ready, and I know what it takes after raise my level up and come in at the best shape with the best tools for the job.
Them guys are looking at you the exact same way, Joe. Like, you are a tough fight for every single heavyweight on the planet. You just proved it against, one of the top guys, former world champion, who by his own admission was saying he's in the form of his life. You just blew him away. You are. I have a feeling now you're going to struggle to get fights. They'll not want to fight you unless they're forced to fight you.
Yeah, that's no stranger to that. It's hard to get fights from the beginning.
Yeah, and Joe, I know you thought that was a tough fight, but everybody else looking in, for you, it appeared as though it was an easy fight. It appeared as though you weren't in any physical trouble at any stage in the fight. You had a few shots land, clean flush, but there was no physical results of that. So from the outside looking in, it was you just beating up Joseph Parker. That's all it was. But I know you're thinking for yourself it was a hard fight because it felt like that internally. But externally, you're judged on, you just demolished him very, very easy. So just know that the tough fight you thought you was in externally looked like it was a walk in the park, just so you know.
If I didn't watch the fight back, then I would have thought, like it felt like a tough fight, but watching it back, it looks, like I dominated and punched him up.
Maybe then, Joe, you don't actually know.
You actually did. You actually did dominate.
Okay.
You disappeared. You actually completely dominated him. Completely in every department, every single department. You outboxed him long. You outjabbed him. You threw way more body shots landed. In close when he was trying to work with you, you outfought him inside. You beat him in every single department.
No doubt about it. Joe, we're going to let you get some much needed rest. Not that it looks like you need it.